Cannabis Nursing Solutions is a premier education and consulting business focused on the topic of cannabis. If you would like to learn more about Cannabis Nursing Solutions, go to www.cannabisnursingsolutionsllc.com. Hey y'all, this is Ashley from Cannabis Nursing Solutions. I wanted to talk to you all today about value. What do you charge for what you are offering? So, first off, let's start with how you feel about yourself. Are you valuable? Do you feel valuable? Do you feel like you are worth what it is that you are asking for? How you see yourself is how the world will see you. Okay? And when I ask that question, do you kind of hesitate? Are you unsure of how valuable you are? Think about that. Ask yourself why. So how do you define value, right? So you're asking yourself how you're valuable, but how do you define it, right? So the way that most people see value is through monetary compensation. So if I'm the customer and I go to a business, I hand them some money and they offer me a product or service. That's not the only way to receive value. There are different ways. So for example, exposure. If you're a small business and you're offering somebody a product or a service, but nobody knows about it, sometimes it's worth not asking for money and being okay with the value through exposure, exposing people to your product or service. So the biggest assets that a business has is word of mouth. Take advantage of that. That's super valuable for your business. Or how about testing products or services? So sometimes people won't give you money for your product or service because it's not valuable to them. So sometimes it's more valuable to you to give them access to your product or service so you can tell them about your business. So you can tell them why this product or service is beneficial to them or of value to them. And then market analysis, right? So in the business world, which I wasn't familiar with before, but you need to conduct a market analysis. You need to know what your audience needs and what your audience wants and what they feel like is painful to them and drives them emotionally. How do you figure that out? You test it, and you don't want to charge people and maybe even deter them away from you so you don't have the opportunity to get the product or service right, so that way they need what you have to offer. So before I move on, I want to give you all the definition of a value proposition because that's really what I'm talking about here. But before I move on, I wanted to just let you all know to like, subscribe, and follow Cannabis Nursing Solutions on YouTube and on Instagram. It's super important that you share and let YouTube know that this is important to you as businesses. Also get blocked on social media a lot because of the topic of our content. So I just wanted to encourage you all to do that. And now I'll give you the definition of value proposition. Value propositions are, and I'm reading it right here, value propositions is a promise of value to be delivered, communicated, and acknowledged. It is also a belief from the customer about how value will be delivered, experienced, and acquired. A value proposition can apply to an entire organization or parts thereof, or customer accounts, or products, or services. So that's a pretty wide range. So basically what that's saying is that you are promising a specific valuable asset or valuable product or service that I can tell you about, and it has to be acknowledged. Like other people besides you have to think it's valuable. And then the customer has to believe that it's valuable and experience it and use it. So, and that can apply to whole organizations or, small businesses or specific customer accounts or whatever. So that kind of takes me to my next point. Who is your customer? Have you thought about your target audience? I mean, really thought about your target audience? Who are you speaking to when you are creating these products and services? If you're the only one who thinks this product or service is valuable, then you need to reevaluate it. And that goes back to the market analysis point that I made earlier. So what are they receiving? What are you receiving in return, right? So is it money? Is it the exposure? Are you having a good working relationship? So you have to be very clear on what's being given and received, because it's an exchange of energy regardless of what it is you're receiving or giving in exchange. And you want to make sure that that is balanced, and that'll make for a mutually beneficial relationship. So at the end of the day, your customers are not just a number. Your customers, and especially for small businesses, maybe Jeff Bezos thinks that his customers are a number, but me, my customers cannot be a number. They need to feel valued and important and, part of my world. So I want to make sure that I'm offering something that truly benefits them. They feel like it's of good quality. And in exchange, I want to know that I'm offering good impact. And for me, that's the overarching value point. And of course, money, I receive that as well. But I also want to receive exposure. I also want to receive and know that I'm offering something of quality. And the biggest thing for me is long-term wealth and gains over a period of time. So I think in the last video, I mentioned that most businesses fail within 5 to 7 years. This was based on data and statistics of this organization. But most successful businesses live for about 20 years. And if you're going to spend the next 20 years doing whatever it is you're doing today, then you need to know that what you're offering is of good value. So think about that when you're negotiating. Think about that when you're trying to figure out how much to charge. Think about that when you are thinking about how valuable you are when you're out here in this world. And I hope that is helpful to you as you move through this cannabis space. Now, I'm going to add this little caveat because cannabis nursing is a little bit different than most organizations because of the topic. Cannabis is a new and booming industry, and there are no jobs out here yet. So we need to make sure that we stand out, and a lot of us are entering this wanting to be a small business and eventually grow into big business. And in order to do that, you have to have a solid foundation. And that's what that means. Understanding value, understanding intellectual property, understanding other topics that I'll bring into the conversation as I move through my YouTube journey. But if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments. Like I said, comments, likes, subscribes are very, very important for me. If you have any questions that you want to ask and you would like me to answer, please ask me and I'll be happy to answer. You can email me at Cannabis Nursing Solutions. Cannabis Nursing Solutions at gmail.com. My website, though, is cannabisnursingsolutionsllc.com. Feel free to register for the Canna Mastermind group. We meet every other Monday at 7 p.m. and we talk, we uplift, we support each other. We just make each other feel good and and grow in this industry together, because there is no blueprint for this. We are out here creating, we are out here doing this thing, and it has never been done before. So, as much fun as it has been, it also can be a very daunting journey and sometimes draining because we don't have anybody to support us. And that's what the point of the group is. So if you are interested in joining that, feel free to register or just ask me. And I hope you have a lovely day. I hope that was beneficial to you. And please share, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.